What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new video on the channel, and welcome to some Horizon 5, where I wanted to take a look at this. Pretty much the brand new car added into Horizon 5, the Aston Martin One-77. It is beautiful. It is a thing to behold. It is so good looking. Obviously the best looking Aston Martin, I think, in my opinion. Ooh, I don't know, because the DBS Superleggera is a modern day masterpiece. It looks so good, but this has to be one of the best looking Astons ever made as well. Like, it just is beautiful. There's nothing about this car that I dislike. I like everything about it. Every single design choice that they've made with this car, I absolutely love. And does this look like, let me show you real quick here. Does this look like to you like it's a 12-year-old car? It came out in 2010. Does this look like a 12-year-old car to you? Somebody could release it, or Aston Martin could release this car right now, nowadays, and you could be like, this looks like a brand new car. Like, it looks so good, and it definitely withstood the test of time. It's beautiful. Has the Aston grille, has the beautiful lights. It just looks so wide as well, with those big old hips as well. The design just on the side as well. You can see some bits and pieces from this car that they ended up using on the future models of Astons, like the DB11 and, you know, the DBS Superleggera and stuff like that. So obviously this is kind of like a very fancy like DB9/DBS, but it is beautiful. I love the way this thing looks. It's gorgeous. I wanted to go ahead in this video and try it out. I also wanted to just do this and explode it because it looks great. The little wing at the back and everything. The interior, again, just looks amazing. It's got the a 7.3 liter V12, the old V12 that Aston used to have. Look at this interior. Look at that. Like, it's such a special place to be in. That just looks amazing. Stitching is a bit wonky on the middle, though, for whatever reason. I don't know if that is the way the stitching comes in from factory. I mean, look at it. It's very wonky. Other than that, it looks really good. Huge carbon fiber doors as well. Got a little strap there. It's a very good looking car. It's really nice. Let's drive it. Let's drive it. I want to see what it's like to drive, like properly drive this thing, because I only just got it. I only just got this thing, and I haven't actually tried it out yet. I just sort of drove it over to like the main bit of road there when I was introing the video. I mean, this is a GT car, so I can't expect this thing to have like a big screaming V12. This is more of like a relaxing V12. A car with lots of torque, and then just, oh, so like low tone V12. It's weird. Doesn't really, like, it doesn't even rev like really high either. You can't compare it to this to like a Lamborghini V12 or a Ferrari V12. It's just not the same thing. It's not a slow car by any means either. Like, this is completely stock. God, it looks so good. I love the big diffuser as well on the back. The hips of this thing just do it for me. Like, how the roofline just sort of goes really thin at the top on the back, and then you have those big hips that just stick out. It's such a beautiful looking car. I love it. I love Aston Martins, man. I love them so much. I still think maybe the DBS Superleggera has it just slightly, but this looks like a concept car. You know? Like, it looks like a concept car that they ended up using some bits and pieces from to create some other cars that they made. Like, that's how good this car looks. And it's also super rare. I've never seen one of these in real life. Never, ever. There's lots of different types of cars that I've seen in real life, like really rare cars, but I've never seen an Aston 177. Ever. Beautiful car. This is how you get it, by the way. Festival playlist, just get your 20 points. And that's pretty much it this season. But yeah, it's lovely. It is lovely. I guess the pops are just added in there for effect. I don't think this thing pops or crackles or whatever in real life too much. Astons don't really do that. They're sort of nice and smooth with their engines and stuff like that. Anyway, let's do stuff to it. Let's see what's available to be done to this thing, power wise, and of course all the other bits and pieces. I don't think we're gonna have much in the aero department. I think it's just gonna be some Forza parts, which I'm not going to add on because I don't want to ruin this thing, because I feel like it'll look stupid. We can all dress up, but we cannot actually change the engine, which is good. We can twin turbo this thing. I mean, stock can make 750 horsepower, 750 newton-meters of torque, and it has 1500 kilos, which is actually such a good amount for pretty much like almost a hypercar, I guess you could say, from the 2010s. I mean, you didn't really have like what was in the 2010s. That was a hypercar back then. I mean, you didn't really have many things. I mean, you had the Bugatti Veyron, which was the fastest car in the world at the time. You had a couple of Koenigsegg's that came out at the time. Ferrari haven't released anything in a while. I mean, they've had the 599, I guess, and that's about it. They haven't released the F12 at that point. They haven't released 458 or anything like that. I mean, this was a beautiful, beautiful car when it came out. I mean, there's not much like that I can really say about it. Like, I feel like it's just such a great looking car, and they've done like a really, really good job with this thing. Like I said, it really, really withstood the test of time. Yeah, anyway, let's twin turbo this thing. I feel like I'm just kind of repeating myself over and over again, but let's twin turbo it and see. I kind of want to lower it just because I feel like it'll look really, really good if I do end up lowering it. Probably drift suspension would make this thing look kind of nice. I want to slide it, but I don't want to turn this thing into like full-on drift car, if that makes sense. So like I said, I do want to go ahead and slide it just ever so slightly, making the track width a little wider. I'm going to keep the standard wheels because I love these. They look really, really good. I feel like they suit this car a lot. As for the tire compound, I don't really want to change much on this thing. I could possibly just put the off-road tires on it, because then it'll end up lowering the car just slightly. But I mean, do I want to do that just to lower the car? I don't know if I want to. I may just keep the stock tires on it, which I'm pretty sure is just on sports tires. So not much. Not much difference there. Let's look at the wheels. 255s in the front and 335s on the back. Jesus Christ. That is a massive difference between the front wheels and the rear wheels. I'm going to bring the front wheels out to about 265s instead of 255s. At least a tiny bit wider. I'm going to go ahead and slide this thing. I'm going to change the transmission as well so we can have nice and faster shifts. Off-road diff as well. Let's have a look here. Suspension. I was going to say, surely we have drift suspension. We do have drift suspension. I'm probably going to get rid of a little bit of camber on the front end. I don't really want it to be like very, very cambered here. But I could leave it like that. It looks really good. Like, it looks like hunkered down when it's really low to the ground. And again, not much we can do here. 1,000 horsepower, 985 newton meters of torque, weighs 1,300. Was it 95 kilos or something like that? 97. Okay. Looks great. It looks really, really good. I want to drive it. I don't think there's any other paint options that are available for this thing. So I might have to just leave that alone. I'll do 3.5 degrees, and I'll get rid of a bunch of it on the rear as well. There we go. I think that should be fine. And then the diff is locked as well. I'll probably end up changing the transmission ever so slightly. But let's just have a look. See, just in case there is any other paints. But I don't think there is, because I don't think I've ever seen this car in any other paint. Oh my god, there actually is. I've never seen this car in any other paint apart from silver. Like, these are all actual Aston colors, which is very cool. That is such a weird color. The white looks great too on this car. Black looks so like mean, but it hides so much detail on it. Like, you can barely, unless you like look at it from a specific angle, you can't actually see like the inlays in the door and stuff. See, like with this one you can, with red you can, but red just gets rid of the back lights as well, which again is just like such a big feature for this guy. I think the silver is just the best color option for this. Silver or white, I think, is the best for this car. I'm gonna keep it in silver. I'm not gonna do anything there. Same with the wheels. I'm gonna keep those in chrome as well. All right, let's drive it. Let's see. How fun is this to drive? Again, more power. It's already more, like, willing to slide. It's still got a lot of torque. I don't know about these gear ratios now, but, like, it's still got a good amount of torque. Let's have a look and see here. I think they're pretty stretched out. I mean, 258 miles per hour on that little graph. get these things to be a little shorter, and then I think we should be able to reach an even higher top speed now. 241.5, you can probably do that pretty easy. It also accelerates a little bit quicker now, which is nicer. Again, I just want to be able to enjoy this car. You know, I didn't want to build it for anything specific here. It is struggling with a bit of grip. I mean, I did leave it on the standard sports tires or street tires, whatever this thing comes in. Again, not much change to the exhaust. There you go. There we go. Oh, I like it already. Again, like I said, built this thing just to enjoy it. I didn't really build it for anything crazy. I didn't build it for drifting. I didn't build it to go fast in a straight line or anything like that. I built it so I can go into a corner and then just oversteer a little bit and then just drive it normally afterwards. You know what I mean? It sounds great from the inside. It sounds a little bit more like a Ferrari's V12 now than anything else. Did we change throttle bodies on this thing? I don't think we did. Or an intake at least. You just hear the whine of the transmission and the diff now. Like. Oh. Sorry about that, Subaru. It's such a cool car. I'd love to own an Aston one day. I wouldn't go for like something really old though. Even though I do like them, I wouldn't go for. What I mean by really old, I mean by like early 2000s. Like I'd love to go for a new Vantage, or obviously the big daddy of them all, the DBS Superleggera, which is just absolutely beautiful. I would love to own a DBS. Oh my god, what a car! I feel like it's a car that you cannot just put the power down at all on it. Like it's so hard to do. But it just looks so good. And then when I've seen a few of them in real life, and oh my god, the presence they have on the road is so cool. They look so small, but they're so wide. I don't know, they look great. They look like such a good like GT car. It's like that and a Ferrari F12 just go hand in hand, or whatever, an 812 now, since it's the 812 that's replaced the F12. But I still can't get over the F12 and how good that looks as well for like such an old car. I think it's like a 10-year-old car. It's still a car that could be released nowadays, and I think it could be considered like brand new. Like it looks like it. This drive's great, by the way. Like I said, just a little bit of oversteer. I mean, the 1,000 horsepower definitely helps, but just a little bit of oversteer just to enjoy it. I wish we had like some good driving roads. Like, I mean, I like driving on the mountain pass, but I just feel like it'll be so boring if I just do the same thing over and over again. Let's go uphill this time. I'm gonna go uphill and just sort of enjoy the road. Again, no the crazy drifting and stuff like that. I will slide the corners, obviously, but I'm not gonna be like sliding around every single corner, you know, trying to get points and stuff like that. I'm just gonna sort of enjoy this thing. The lack of grip also makes it actually a little bit more fun, if you think about it. So if I was to give this thing like super racy tires, and at that point I feel like I'd have to give it like a lot more grip as well. But like this, you can go into a corner and just go sideways and again just enjoy yourself pretty much driving this thing. Which I feel like a lot of people don't do in this game anymore. I feel like they don't just go around testing cars like this. I'm gonna go around this start point. I don't want the little clicking thing to get annoying from entering the drift zone. See, this is what I mean, like just enjoying this car. It doesn't have to be anything to do with points or anything like that, but and even normally if you want to drive this thing, you can still drive it normally. See? Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult because it's got 1,000 horsepower and a locked diff. I feel like if I open the diff at least a little bit on this thing, if I build that properly, it'd be a little better to drive. But I think the grip is just enough here where I can, if I floor it, it'll go wide. If I leave it alone and just sort of go smoothly through the corner, then I think it can do that as well. I don't know. I love this thing. It's very nice. It's very, very nice to drive. It's exactly what I expected it to be. A good mix of like a sports car and a GT car. Again, no handbrake or anything like that. I'm just working the throttle. I'm just working that pedal. This is great. I used to build cars like this back in the day. Like so many more. Where it was just sort of like a universal build. I just sort of slap some power on it and see what it's capable of. And then a diff and a bit of a setup, and that's pretty much it. You know, try not to build it for anything specifically. Just sort of a car to be able to drive around and enjoy, you know what I mean? And I've stopped doing that because I've gone so much more competitive with my builds, you know? I've tried so many more things, you know, racing them online and stuff like that, but sometimes it's just nice to, you know, if you're just sort of enjoying the game, just hop on and do this. Build a car like this and just sort of enjoy driving it. It's so predictable as well. Everything about this car is predictable. I know how much power I need. I know how much steering I need. I know everything about it. It's just... See, look at that. It goes normally, and then if you want to get it out wide, just give it just a tiny bit more power. Just a tiny bit more power. And you're good to go. Genuinely a good car to drive. I'm happy that it's in the game. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed that it wasn't in the game from the very beginning. Because I feel like nowadays, all these cars that we're getting are just literally cars that have been removed from the game and then they've just been added in later on. And I've had people say that to me as well, and I fully agree with them. Like, it doesn't feel like the festival playlist cars are built for players that have been playing the franchise before, if that makes sense. I feel like this game caters a lot to the new player. So like the new player to the franchise, if that makes sense. So like if I go around and I see someone that's playing this game that's brand new to the series, I bet you that they'll really, really love this game. I bet you that they'll really, really enjoy this game. You know why? Because everything is new to them. All these cars are new, they haven't played the game before, you know, they bring in new people, but they don't know how to keep people that have played the franchise before on, if that makes sense. Like, this is a very, very complete game. It has so many things going for it. But these are all things that they built up through the series. On Horizon 2, Horizon 3, Horizon 4. And then this game just didn't bring out anything new. You know what I mean? So, like, you'll have brand new people into the game, and they'll have all this cool stuff that every single one of us has already experienced in the previous games. And there's nothing new for us to do in this game. I feel like we've done everything. We've seen everything. All these cars, again, are all cars that have been in the game. POP50 has been in the game. 177 has been in previous games. Both of these cars have been in previous games. Go to here. Both of these cars have been in previous games. Go to here. Oh, do you want to guess what happens here? And the only new thing here is the Wuling Sunshine, which again is just a car that they brought out in this game back when they were doing all the crazy little Chinese cars that they brought into the game. But yeah, again, there's nothing new for old players to experience in this game, which is kind of disappointing in my opinion. But we'll see what the next update holds for us. I mean, obviously this is going to be last week for this series, so once the next series hits, we'll have some new things added into the game. Hopefully they're properly new and not just reused things from previous games. But this was the Aston 177. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Kind of more of a relaxed video of me just driving this thing about and just sort of enjoying it. I know you want me to do that. You know what? Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Because I know people would be looking at this and they're like, oh, please, just send it, please. Here, I'll just do it. There you go. But we'll stop it there. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more videos like this on the channel, please subscribe, like, comment, share, do whatever you want to do. But that's pretty much it. Again, thank you for watching, everyone. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.